This video is basically about things I wish I knew then that I know now with regards to relationships, dating, and that other gender. Just always take mixed signals as a no. If you want to meet guys, unfortunately, we have to leave our houses. We actually, unfortunately, have to leave the house. Don't settle for anything just to say that you have something. Just because somebody likes you does not mean that you have to date them. I personally just feel like it's not by force that you have to date. Hello my gorgeous girls, welcome back to another video by your fave big wear big story period. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Natalie Guerra and I'm on a mission to build the best lifestyle channel in Africa. So if you would like to be a part of my success story, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button before you leave and to turn on your post notifications so that you never miss another bomb upload. As you guys can see by the title, today we have another chit chat. Get ready with me, but I promise you this one is going to be definitely more organized than the last chit chat video that I did, simply because my hair is already tied back. It's not going to be a problem. I've laid out all the products that I need to use in the order that I need to use them. Like, your girl is coming with organization. Plus, I'm about to go film a collaboration with one of my friends, so I definitely do not have all the time in the world. I will leave that video up in the cards if it is out by the time this video is out, so please check out that video as well. I also won't be showing you guys the products that I am using, simply so that this video is a bit quicker, but I did take a snapshot of all the products that I'm using, which I will insert into this video. But if there's any product that you want to know about specifically, just ask me in the comments and I'll be happy to tell you what it is. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so today's video, as you guys can see by the title, is a girl talk. This is low-key a Valentine's Day edition of a chit chat. Get ready with me. Also, I'm not a professional makeup artist, so please can we lower the expectations to below 0. But today I just feel like doing a pink makeup look, a simple pink makeup look. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That's why I decided to make this chit chat video like a Valentine's Day edition. And this video is basically about things I wish I knew then that I know now with regards to relationships, dating, and that other gender. I am no professional. I've actually never really been in a relationship, so what do I know? But they do say that single people give the best advice, so let's see if that's true. I've also never done a girl talk video on my channel, so I hope that you guys will enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you do, and also let me know other topics that you would like me to cover. So the first thing I want to tell my gorgeous girls is that if a guy likes you, you will know. Like, you literally will know. You will not have to wonder and ponder about whether or not, like, you will know. So just always take mixed signals as a no. Like, literally take mixed signals as a no. This was not in my notes, but I'm just going to add that also, if you want to meet guys, unfortunately, we have to leave our houses. We actually, unfortunately, have to leave the house. Like, he is not going to come knocking at this door. I so wish he would. But he is literally not going to come knocking at this door. So you gotta get out there, put yourself out there, find some hobbies, find some things to do, and not solely just to meet guys, but just to, like, you know, go out. And if you do meet someone, at least it will be within the lines of something that, like, you already like doing. Maybe you already have like a common interest. But yeah, we have to leave the house. But once you leave the house and find that guy, if he likes you, you will know. That's the first thing. So while I wait for my eyebrows to dry, my second thing is that you don't have to entertain everything that comes your way. Like, it's actually not a must to respond to every DM, to go on every date, to answer every call. No, honey, you are allowed to be selective. You're allowed to be picky. You're allowed to be choosy. Sometimes that's seen as a bad thing. Like, people will be like, oh, you're so picky, you're so choosy. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, point. There's like limits to everything, but you are allowed to be selective. You don't have to entertain everything. We are boss babes, we got things to do, we're getting our degrees, we're building our brands, we are doing things we're passionate about, we have hobbies. Like, we don't have time to entertain every single little thing. So honestly, value yourself and value your time, and only entertain something that you are actually genuinely interested in. Like, you don't have to entertain it just because it came your way. And in being picky or choosy or selective about what you entertain, I think it's important to have like an abundance mindset when it comes to dating, because when you have a scarcity mindset, it's so easy to not be picky, selective, choosy, because you feel like, if not this then what? You feel like there's not much out there, so I might as well just entertain everything. But it's so important to have an abundance mindset, especially in this century that we're living in. Like, we have technology, we have social media, we have all these things where you can even maintain like long distance relationships. Your partner might not even be in the continent that you're in, they might not even live in the country or city or town that you live in. Your partner might be somewhere across the world, which is what I think for me, because what is going on in South Africa, child? But yeah, your partner might not even be where you live. So it's important to have an abundance mindset, and just know that there's plenty of fish in the sea, child. There's literally 7 billion people on this planet. Half of them are men, more or less. Half of them are men. Obviously, you're not going to know all 7 billion of them, but it's just that thing of like, the possibilities are endless. There are so many people out there, and so many suitable people out there. So when you have an abundance mindset, it's so much easier to go about it, because you're not stressed that like, if you lose this person or if this thing doesn't work out, then there's nothing left, and now you're holding on to straws, holding on to nothing. Like, no honey, there are so many options out there. So be selective, be choosy with all the options out there. Just entertain the ones that you want. And then number 3 is, which is very aligned with like the former points, is don't settle for anything just to say that you have something, you know, which also speaks to like the abundance mindset. When you have an abundance mindset when it comes to dating, you won't necessarily just settle for anything just so that you have something, because you know that there is so much more out there for you. So just because somebody likes you does not mean that you have to date them. Like, it's not a must, and it's not by pity that you get into a relationship with someone. Because also, if this person plays you, God forbid, like, and you were pity dating them, like, you just basically just gave them a chance, you were just like, you know, might as well, like, you know, it's not my ideal option, but it's not the worst option, so I might as well date them. And now you're getting played by someone that you didn't even really want. Like, do you know how, like, how depressing that is? Like, you would rather, if you do get played again, God forbid, rather it's something that you chose, and rather it's something that you wanted. Like, the worst thing is to get played by someone you didn't even really want in the first place. So honestly, just because somebody likes you does not mean that you have to date them. Like, there will be other people that like you as well. It's not only them. So don't date people like out of pity or out of like giving them a chance, because like, it will be an uphill battle. And I know people like to say, oh, you can learn to like them, and I don't know, maybe you can. Hey, like I said, I don't know, like, I'm just a single gal giving you guys advice, but I personally just feel like it's not by force that you have to date. Just because somebody likes you does not mean you have to date them. And then number 4 is that you are worth so much more than you think. Like, you know that saying that says one man's trash is another man's treasure? But I don't see myself being anybody's trash, child. That is literally the vibe. Like, you are worth so much more than you think. You are just asking the wrong person. Like, it's literally as simple as that. Like, you, as the same person that you are right now, can be treated like absolute trash by one person, and then be treated like an absolute queen by another person. And it's not like you were worth less when you were with the person that was treating you like trash. It's just that that person didn't see your worth. But just because they don't see your worth does not mean you're not worthy, does not make you any less worthy, you know. So yeah, just always remember that you are worth so much more than you think. Like, whatever you think you're worth, whether that's good or bad, you are worth even more than that. So even if you think that you are worth like everything, you're worth the world, you are worth even more than that. And if you have a negative self-worth, just know that you are worth so much more than that. And even if you have a positive self-worth, whatever you think you're worth even more than that. Like, add tags to that. Like, you are worth so much more than you think. I think sometimes as people, obviously, like, because we know ourselves, we tend to downplay our worth. Also sometimes just to like make other people comfortable, like we tend to downplay our worth and not really like see, you know, like what we're worth. But we are actually worth so much more than we think. And I say so much more than we think because even as people, we are our biggest critics, we are our biggest haters. Sometimes we are our biggest haters. Like, we point out everything about ourselves that we don't like, everything about ourselves we feel like could be better, etc, etc. So our worth is always so subjective because we don't see ourselves from a third person, we see ourselves from ourselves. But like when you get to know people and stuff, like you realize that you're worth so much more than you think. Like, people will come into your life and actually show you how amazing you are. So yeah, always remember that you are worth so much more than you think. And if somebody does not see your worth, honey, they need to go. And if someone doesn't see your worth, they literally need to go. It is as simple as that, because it's not by force that you must try to prove yourself to someone or prove your worth to someone. Like, imagine how draining that is. Like, if you do not see me, then I am going to leave. It's like the equivalent of people asking you what you bring to the table, yet they approach the table. Like, what did you see in the table that brought you here, that you are now asking me what I bring to the table, you know? So yeah, just always remember, dolls, that you are worth so much more than you think. Which brings me to point number 5, which is that someone's actions or lack thereof are a reflection of them and not you. Like, do not tie your worth or how you feel about yourself to the way that someone treats you, because that's actually more a reflection of them than it is of you. Because like, if somebody is not doing certain things that you want them to do, that's on them. Like, it's really not about you. Like, somebody else will come and do those things with joy, with happiness, with the willingness, with like, yo, I can't wait to do these things for this girl. So it's really not a reflection of you. And sometimes certain things are just not as they seem. Like, that's why communication is so important. You can't be having lack of communication.
Lack of communication. Hello, lack of communication.
Communication is also so important. Sometimes someone is not doing things for you. Maybe like they genuinely just cannot afford to do it. Maybe, as dumb as this sounds, like they actually don't even know that like that's what you like. Maybe they think stuff like that is not important, or maybe truly it isn't important to them, but like it could be important to you, which is why it's just so important to just like communicate, you know. Just communicate, tell people what you want. And if they still don't want to do those things, there's a difference between not wanting to do something and not being actually capable of doing it. But let's say they are capable of doing it and they just don't want to do it, like, that's on them, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to stay or go. But like, their actions are just not a reflection of you. Even if somebody treats you badly, it's not that you are unlovable or you're a bad person or you deserve bad things. No, it's just that that person is evil. It's just that that person is a bad person. It actually has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their character. If somebody is treating you badly or they're just not doing what they need to be doing, you know, it's really not about you, and it is definitely about them. You cannot blame somebody's bad actions on yourself, you know what I mean? But yeah, just do not tie your self-worth to somebody's actions or like your thoughts about yourself to somebody's actions. And if somebody is not making you feel like you are the best thing since sliced bread, why would you want to stay there? Like, why would you want to stay in something that does not honor you and does not make you see yourself in a good light? Like, I feel like if you are dealing with people, even with friends or whatever, like, those are the people that are actually supposed to. Okay, so we've changed location. These are the perils of not having your own place, guys. Sorry for the echo. I'm in the bathroom now, so the audio is going to be a bit different, as well as the lighting and the direction which I'm doing my face, because the mirror is now here. But the show must go on, guys. The video must go on. But yeah, I was basically just saying that someone's actions or lack thereof are not a reflection of you. And then point number 6 is like, for all of us hard girls, for all of us emotionally constipated girlies, My sixth point is that vulnerability is required for like a deep connection. So I feel like it's so important to be vulnerable if you want to actually deepen and grow a deep connection with somebody. Like, you have to be willing to be vulnerable, you have to be willing to open up, you have to be willing to talk about certain things and just like open up and let somebody get to know you for you and get to know you like for who you are, like flaws and all. Because I also feel like it's so rewarding to be loved for who you are, like for somebody to say like, you know what, I see you, like, and not only the good parts of you, like I see you, flaws and all, and I still choose to be with you. Like, I think it must be so freeing and rewarding to be loved for who you are and not for who you pretend to be, not for any other reason other than that it's you. And you can be comforted to know that this person loves me for who I am, and there isn't that fear to be perfect or that fear to try and be something that you're not, because somebody has seen you, all parts of you, and still chosen you. You know what I mean? So yeah, vulnerability is required, and being vulnerable is so scary. Like, even in friendships, this can't be real life, yo. But anyways, you guys will see that I did this against all odds. Against all odds. I actually need to do a video on living at home because, wow. But yeah, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to be like emotionally naked and just like, you know, show someone parts of you that you often hide. And I think that will make for like a really deep connection. And then point number 7 is that I feel like relationships are low-key overrated, in the sense that once the novelty of a relationship wears off, I can imagine that it gets boring. Like, and not boring, I don't know how to explain it, but like I can imagine it gets regular, it gets normal. Like, being in a relationship now becomes like your everyday, like it's normal for you. So I think it's so important to date someone that you actually like as a person, not only romantically, but like, you know, when they say date your best friend, blah 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 blah, all that cute stuff. But like, I think that's really important, because when the novelty of a relationship wears off, you are going to want to be with someone that you actually enjoy being around, not just romantically but as a person, so you guys can still have fun together, you can try new things together. And I think also being with someone who has common interests, like it's not a must, but like I feel like being with someone who has common interests would be nice, because now you guys can explore things together. Because I feel like sometimes when people don't have like common interest, it can become an uphill battle to like try and merge lives. I feel like it's so much easier when you guys do have common interests, because then it's not by force that you must do certain things. Like, for example, if you like going out a lot, like you enjoy dates, you enjoy exploring new things. It's me talking about myself, or me. But like, if you're a type of person like me, let's say you enjoy lifestyle, you enjoy trying new things, you enjoy traveling, you enjoy all of that stuff. If you're with someone who's like a complete homebody, who doesn't like going out at all, who doesn't like eating at restaurants, who doesn't like, I don't know, but who's just like not into the same, not into as in like they have to be doing it like for work or whatever, but like if they don't enjoy doing those types of things, then it's going to be such an uphill battle, because now you have to beg somebody to do certain things with you. And I mean, even if you don't have to beg them, even if they're nice enough to like compromise, but it's just that thing of like, they're not really there, they're not really into it like that, like they would rather stay at home. And it's not to say that things like that don't work. I still do believe that they can definitely work, obviously depending on the two parties. But like for me, I just feel like it would be so much easier to just be with someone who has common interests, so that, you know, we can just keep having fun and like doing things together. But yeah, relationships are a bit overrated. The novelty will wear off, it will get boring. So just make sure that you are with somebody that you actually like as a person. My 8th point is that I feel like when choosing this person, characteristics are more important than like superficial things. And by characteristics, I mean like somebody's actual personality and like their traits and who they are as a person always wins. Like character just always wins, because character determines like if you're an honest person. Character's like your values. Do you value relationships? Do you value loyalty? Do you value certain things, you know? And your character determines how you act or how you move in this world. So I feel like character is very important. If you find somebody of good character, then more likely the relationship should work. Because if you find somebody of a bad character, somebody who's a bad person, maybe they can be good to you, but also why do you want to be with the person who's only good to you? You know what I mean? And somebody who is a bad person or has a bad character is just a bad person all around. So how they do things in other areas of their life is how they're also going to do things in other areas of their life, like relationships, you know? Obviously it's not that black and white, it's very nuanced, but I do feel like finding somebody with a good character is très important. And the other reason why I say like find somebody, focus on characteristics and traits rather than like superficial things or materialistic things, is because I also feel like your character determines how you move around with those materialistic slash superficial things. So for example, many women would want to date a rich man, of which there is nothing wrong with that. But when you focus on just dating a rich man without thinking about character, then you can date a rich man and still never see a cent of that money. You need to rather focus on dating someone that is generous, dating someone that's selfless, someone that's kind, someone that is just dating someone that is actually willing to share their resources with you. And that's just like their character. That's why you can find people can be with like super rich people, like the most rich people, and they are not getting gifts, they're not getting flowers, they're not getting spoiled. Somebody could be with somebody who has less money than like a super rich person, yet they are the ones experiencing a relationship with gifts and spoils. And while I'm talking about financial materialistic things right now, but like it's not necessarily how much money somebody has, but how much they are willing to share, you know? Which is why I say like focus on character, because even if, let's say, this rich person that you date loses all of their money tomorrow, then what, you know? But if they are a generous person, it means that no matter how much they have, they will always consider you. Whether they have plenty or they have little, they will consider you. Because also, while we're still on the same example, it's like you also want to find somebody who is romantic if you are a person who likes romance, because it doesn't matter how much money somebody has. If they're not romantic or thoughtful, they could have the means and the capabilities to like shut down the world for you for a day just to take you on a date, or like they could have the means to like shut down a place just so that you guys can have a date or something extremely romantic like that. They could have the means to put 1,000 flowers in a room for you, but if they're not thoughtful, if they're not romantic, that's just not who they are. So whether they have the resources or not, like it's still not gonna happen, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just feel like character is so important, and character and traits and personality is actually what determines what type of relationship you're going to have. Although finances are very important, don't get me wrong, child. Finances are very important. Like you need to have the means to be able to do certain things, but also you need to be willing. So it's not just about being able, but you have to be willing and able, you know? So don't just focus on able, also focus on willing. Point number 9, in the same breath, you are also allowed to want what you want, even if it is superficial. So even if you want somebody with a full beard, if you want a tall, dark and handsome man, if you want somebody with height, you want somebody who dresses well, you know, you're allowed to want what you want. I think a lot of times people think that yes, the superficial things may not matter as much as someone's intrinsic qualities, but it's also just like, it plays a role. Like if I like dressing up and I look good all the time, you know, I also want somebody that's gonna look good. Granted, with superficial things, they are more flexible, because I feel like you can show your partner how to dress better if they are willing, you know, or that can be something you guys embark on together. But if you are attracted to certain qualities and certain things, like, you are allowed to want those things, because at the end of the day, you have to be in a relationship with this person, not the people that are saying, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, don't worry about this, because they don't have to be in the relationship with that person. You do. So just make sure that you are attracted to the person that you choose, because I feel like attraction is also important. People like to downplay it, but like, I think it's important. So yeah, you are allowed to want what you want, even superficially. Like, at the end of the day, child, it's your relationship. You have to be happy with it. I guess it's just up to you to decide what's more important. Like, if you find somebody and maybe they have all the qualities that you want, but they don't know how to dress, and you want someone who knows how to dress, like I'm saying, it's up to you to decide like what's more important. If you're going to let this person go because they can't dress, even though they're an amazing person, or you're going to be with this person and either let go completely of what you want superficially or work towards it, you know. Because yeah, I mean, obviously you are allowed to want what you want, but I guess it would be a bit weird to let a good person go because they don't have a full beard, or because they don't know how to dress. But if it comes to height, I'm sorry guys, I will let a good person go because of height. You can say what you want, call me what you want, I will let a good person go because of height, and I'm not ashamed of that. I mean, obviously they don't have to be a basketball player, this South Africa, but you do have to be taller than me. I will let a person go because of height. But anyways, it's not about me. It's about you and what is more important to you. So you can see and decide for yourself if the superficial outweighs the characteristics, or if the characteristics outweigh the superficial. But the point is that you are allowed to want superficial things. You are allowed to want what you want. Okay. Point number 10 is that it is okay to let your guard down, and this goes to all of my Miss Independent, you know. As hardworking, hyper independent, which is not always a good thing, girls, this point is for you, honey. Like, it is okay to let your guard down, and it is okay to be open to receiving, and to stop seeing chivalry in a bad light. I know I look crazy right now, guys, but just trust the process. So yeah, it's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to be open to receiving and not to see chivalry in a bad light. Like, if somebody wants to open the door for you, if somebody wants to carry your bags for you, if somebody wants to make life easier for you, like, allow them. It does not mean that they think you are not capable. It does not mean that they see you as less than. It does not mean that they see you any type of way, you know. It just means that they want to make life easier for you. Like, why should you have to do this thing when I'm here? You know. So just be open to receiving. Allow yourself to receive help, to receive gifts, to receive compliments. Just be receptive, you know. You don't have to earn certain things. Like, not everything has to be that serious, you know. Like, often when you're like a career girl and you're just like, you know, trying to create this amazing life for yourself, and in every other area of your life you have to be like fighting for your life, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be doing the most. But I feel like in a relationship, or in your relationships, that should be a place where like you can find peace. Relationships should be like a place of ease. Oh, there's actually a mirror here. Why am I struggling? Anyways, yeah, I feel like relationships should be a place of ease, a place where you can come and find comfort, a place where life can be easier, you know. Like, why must you get into a relationship and your life is harder, not easier, you know, when your life was already fine by yourself? Like, why must you get into a relationship and then struggle and suffer? And, you know, why should a relationship make your life worse and not better? But yeah, be open to receiving, be receptive, allow people to do nice things for you, because you deserve it, honey. You deserve it, queen. You literally deserve it, and you don't have to earn it. You don't have to work hard for it. Simply by being you, you deserve it just because it's you. Just because you exist, you deserve good things. You know what I mean? So allow yourself to be receptive to those good things, because otherwise, even you as a person, like, why would you want to do things for someone who does not want to have things done for them. Like if I do nice things for people, I do favors for people, and like they're not receptive, or like if I give you a compliment, say, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful today, and every time I give you a compliment you're like, no, I don't, oh, it's nothing, oh, I just this, I just that. Like I'm not gonna want to compliment you, child, because every time I try, like you shut me down, you know. If I do nice things for you and you're like, oh, oh, you shouldn't have, then you're gonna make me think I shouldn't have, and I won't. Like I actually will not do it anymore, because then I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're right, I shouldn't have. So just be like receptive, learn to say thank you, learn to be grateful and appreciative, and don't be entitled, guys. This might be like an unpopular opinion, I don't know, but please do not be entitled to people's things, people's resources, people's money, do not be entitled. Like if that person wants to do things for you, you're amazing, great, but don't come into things with that energy of entitlement, with that energy of you have to, because people don't actually have to do things for you. Like they really don't. Obviously you as a person, you also have a choice to stay or go, but people do not have to do things for you. So don't move with entitlement, rather just move with gratitude and appreciation for what people do choose to do for you. Because imagine it was you, like imagine if you had friends or people that were entitled to you doing things for them. Entitlement in any relationship is just not the vibes. It's really just not the vibes. But yeah, be open to receiving and express your gratitude. And then my bonus tip number 11, although I do suspect that I'm going to keep talking because I'm done with my points, but I'm not done with my makeup. Like I'm almost done with my makeup, but I'm not quite done. And then tip number 11, which is a bonus tip, is that there is no formula to this romance thing, guys. Like, hey, there is no formula. If you think you figured it out, you haven't. You think you know, but you don't. Like, I think because of like things like, not to say school, but like other areas in life, actually life in general has no formula, including the romance thing. So you can't ever think that because something is happening a certain way, it's going to have a certain outcome. Like you actually literally don't know. Like some people think like, oh, if you date after a week, like you're going to break up. Sometimes people date after a week and then they're together the rest of their lives. Sometimes people take 6 months to date and they're also together for the rest of their lives. Some people take 3 months to date and then break up in month 4. Like there's no formula to this thing, and there's no saying like, well, if we do things this way, it's going to have this effect, you know. So yeah, I feel like just decide the formula for yourself, decide what you want for yourself, and just go with that and see how it is. But like there's no formula, guys, there's no rule books. And I know sometimes social media will make us think that there is a formula, like if you do this, this and that, you'll get this, this and that. Like people are just so nuanced and people are just so different. Like I really do not think that there is a one size fits all. Even that thing of thinking like, oh, if you keep your relationship private, then it's going to last longer. If it's public, it's going to this. There are many successful public relationships. There are also many successful private relationships. Like it's just about what you want. There's really no formula. And even if you do want like a public relationship or to show off your partner or whatever, it's allowed. And if you guys break up, that's fine. You just bring the next person if you want. Like it's really up to you. Like why must we live life by other people's standards or what other people think is right? You know, you should be able to do what you want. If you want to love out loud, babes, love out loud. Loving out loud does not mean that your relationship is going to fail, and having a private relationship does not mean your relationship is going to succeed, you know. Like there is literally no formula to these things. That's like my last point. So always just do what you want to do. Maybe let's actually talk about social media and relationships for a little bit, simply because like I'm not done with my face. But yeah, I think social media and relationships in this generation, like, yo, it's just so tricky. Like, they can be such an impact, because you see what other people are doing and how other people's relationships are, and then you have FOMO for that, like you want that. And I mean, I don't blame people for wanting certain things, but I think sometimes you also just need to like go outside and touch some grass, as they say, and just like get back to like reality. And I am a person that is a firm believer in like fairy tales. Like I do believe your life can be a fairy tale. If you want it, you can get anything you want. Anything you put your mind to, God says, asking you shall receive. So I do believe that you can get certain things. But I also feel like we shouldn't allow social media to make us want things that we don't. Like sometimes you don't actually want a certain thing, like you just want it to show it, if that makes sense. Like you just, it's not that you really want it, but you just wanted to show it. And I feel like don't be in a relationship to show that you're in a relationship. Like be in the relationship to be in partnership because you like someone. Not put too much, but yeah, be in a relationship because you like someone, because you guys are in a partnership. I'm not saying don't want things. There's nothing wrong with wanting things, but just make sure that it's something that you actually genuinely want deep down, and it's not that you want it just because you saw it or just because somebody else has it, you know? Because there can be so much unnecessary pressure. So if you know you're a person who gets like caught up in comparison or struggles with that, as I feel like most of us do, just don't subject yourself to that. Like I literally muted relationship content on TikTok. Like I put those filters like for boyfriend, partner, girlfriend, whatever, because I don't want to see that, you know. And there's nothing wrong with me protecting myself or putting myself first. Like I'm not a hater, but it's just like I don't need to see it. Literally don't need to see that. And sometimes you can be happy with your relationship and your partner and whatever, and then the moment you see something else, you're just like, yo, all of a sudden what you have is not good enough, even though it was good enough before, you know. So yeah. And also people's opinions on social media, like it's just their opinion. Like nobody has it all figured out. So form your own opinions about relationships and life in general. Like sometimes with social media, you start to internalize other people's beliefs and other people saying like things like all men cheat, all men are dogs, all men this, all men that. And valid, there are some men that are like that, but there are also some really good men out there. If your belief system is based on social media, it's based on random strangers' thoughts on social media, how do you expect to attract or have a happy, healthy relationship if your belief system is based on random strangers on social media? Like you just have to decide for yourself and like make life what you want it to be for yourself. Like don't internalize other people's beliefs. Make your own beliefs about relationships and what you want. Even if you see on social media that people are fighting 50-50, you know, if you are a 50-50 girl, it's okay. It's really okay to be yourself, and it's okay to have your own individual beliefs. Don't believe what social media wants you to believe, because today they could be fighting 50-50, tomorrow they could say no, 50-50 is great. So are you always just going to chop and change your beliefs according to what's popular? Don't let society dictate what life and love and whatever should be for you. Decide it for yourself, babes. And if you have unpopular opinions, if you have things that you know you believe that the majority doesn't believe, don't allow them to call you a pick me girl. Like just have your own beliefs and stick by them, stick beside them. You know, obviously you don't have to share them because you will be called a pick me. But yeah, just choose like what you want to believe and stick by that. Okay, I'm just gonna put on setting spray, then I need to put on my lashes, then we'll be done with this look. Purr. The best part of makeup. And sometimes makeup just needs to sit, you know, like it just needs to sit for a little bit. This is the look. I don't know if I want to put highlights, but I don't think so. I just wanted a simple look. Okay, let me attempt to put on my lashes and then I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so I am back in my room now. I managed to get one eyelash on, even though the end doesn't want to stick. But yeah, while I put glue on this one and wait for this one to dry, I thought I'd give you guys another bonus point. So I think now we're on 12, I'm not sure. But yeah, my 12th point is that obviously in society, as women, we are made to believe that we are the prize, of which we are. Don't get it twisted, honey. Women are literally the prize. He who finds a good wife, not a good wife who finds him, you know. Anyways, in being the prize though, and I don't know if this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like in as much as women are the prize, there are some genuinely good men out there who are also the prize, in the sense that don't let the thought of being the prize stop you from treating somebody who deserves it. I'm not talking about no dusty crusty niggas, I'm talking about a genuinely good person. Don't allow the thought of being the prize to stop you from treating somebody well if they genuinely do deserve it, because there are some guys out there that are also the prize and they deserve to be treated well. Like, you know, it's so sad when you see like good guys being treated like trash and you're just like, how are these girls the ones that are meeting these guys? Like, what's going on? But yeah, don't be afraid to treat somebody well if they deserve it. And also on that same note, some things are actually worth fighting for. Like, I think another thing in this society is that we are so quick to leave, and I feel like granted, always be willing to walk away. Yeah, like always be willing to walk away, in the sense that just be prepared for anything, but also there has to be a balance. Like, always be willing to walk away, but also if something is genuinely working for you and you just need to like fight for it a little bit, then fight for it. Like, some things are worth fighting for. It's not everything that you must just walk away at the first sign of trouble, you know. Some things are genuinely worth fighting for and working through, and obviously you can discern for your own situation if that's the case. But if it is the case, then fight for a child, because you will get back into the streets and be like, there's nothing in the streets. I can tell you for free, there is nothing in the streets. So honestly, if you have something good going for you and you just need to give it that little bit of extra work, you know, fight for it. I feel like it's worth it. Some things are worth fighting for. Not everything, not everything. Some things. We're actually coming to the end of our girl talk. Please cooperate with me, please. Oh, I really pray that my eyelashes do not give me problems today, otherwise I'm dead ass going to cry. Like, jokes aside. What is this? Like, what is this? Yo, no guys, eyelashes will make you mad, and I actually don't have time for this. I really don't have time for this. Alright, my dolls, so this is the final look. Super cute and simple, a subtle Valentine's Day glam. Let me know in the comments what you think of the look, as well as what you thought on some of the topics that I touched on. What are some things that you know now that you wish you knew then, that would have saved you some time with some pointless guys? Please do let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this girl talk. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up, because that helps with the algorithm a lot. I really enjoyed doing this video. I think I would like to do a lot more of these videos, so also feel free to give me some topics you would like me to discuss in the comment section down below. Please leave a comment, guys. I love to talk to you, I love to chat to you, I love to build community with you, so let's chat in the comments, period. But anyways, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget that you're the prize, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.